Hello students, first lecture of vectors we concluded with vector addition law. So you may have a little confusion that there are two methods of vector addition. One is triangular law and other is parallelogram law. Okay, so if we see closely, these are exactly one and the same methods. In triangular law, what we do, we take first vector, we take second vector, just do component of second vector, and this is our resultant vector. We already have done this. Okay, now in parallelogram law, what we do, we complete the parallelogram. This is vector A and B. We draw a line parallel to B and equal to the length of B, and similarly we draw a line A parallel to A equal to length of A, and we complete this parallelogram. Now the diagonal is resultant vector, and this is the angle alpha. This was originally angle theta. We can write it like this, or we can draw like this. This is theta again, this is again B sin theta, this is again B cos theta. So again, if we see closely, we can use this triangle and can apply Pythagoras theorem. So no issues with it, whether it comes to solve using triangular law or parallelogram law. In both cases, ultimately you will have to apply Pythagoras theorem. Okay, so we move further in our class. Negative of a vector. So what is negative of a vector? It is clearly mentioned here. I take a vector A, this is vector A, and if I draw a vector equal to its length but opposite in direction, then this becomes negative of vector A. This concept is very useful in solving subtraction of vector. Okay, so again I draw one more example. Say this is vector A and this is vector B. Now what I want is negative of vector B. So I draw a vector equal to its length but opposite in its direction. Then this becomes negative of vector B. Okay, this is simple. Now I am going to use this concept, this very concept now. Subtraction of vectors. Okay, so here we see there is a vector A and there is a vector B which makes angle theta with vector A. Now what I need a vector S which is equal to A vector minus B vector. And to be very frank, we don't know how to subtract two vectors. We only know how to add two vectors. So what I do, I can add A vector with minus B vector. This is a clever thing. Okay, so what I need a minus B vector. So what I do, I draw a vector equal to magnitude of B but opposite in direction. This becomes minus B vector. Now angle between vector A and minus B becomes 180 degree minus theta. Okay, no issue. Now what I need to add vector A with vector minus B. This is vector minus B. So if I add them, this becomes our vector S. Okay, so we can use the same laws as we used in vector addition, because simply what we are doing addition. So the magnitude of S vector becomes whole under root magnitude of A vector square plus magnitude of minus B vector square plus 2 magnitude of A vector magnitude of minus B vector into angle. What is the angle between vector A and minus B? This is 180 minus theta. Mind it, 180 minus theta. Okay, now we solve it. So as we know, in magnitude or modulus, negative sign becomes positive. We can simply write it A square plus B square plus 2ab cos 180 minus theta. Okay, this is our magnitude of S. I write it equal. Okay, now what is cos 180 minus theta? Cos 180 minus theta is minus theta, so it becomes whole under root A square plus B square minus cos theta, so I bring minus forward, minus 2ab cos theta. Okay, this is the result of vector subtraction. Sorry, this is the result of vector subtraction. Okay, so now what we need to find? We need to find angle between resultant vector and A vector. This is our, say, beta. Okay, we need to find angle beta. So angle beta, what we do? Tan beta is equal to, we use the same concept as we used in vector addition. So it become magnitude of minus B vector sine 180 minus theta divided by A vector plus minus B vector cos 180 minus theta, as angle between A and minus B is 180 minus theta. So it becomes sine 180 minus theta is sine theta. In second quadrant sine is positive, so it becomes B sine theta divided by A. In second quadrant cos is negative, so it becomes cos 180 minus theta is minus cos theta, so it becomes minus B cos theta. So this is our angle between vector A and resultant vector. Okay, so far so good. So it is easier than addition because we already know addition. Okay, so this is our vector subtraction. These two are key results. We must remember them. Okay, now we move further. Unit vector. So what is a unit vector? A unit vector is of magnitude unity. It has magnitude 1 and it is just used to indicate direction. Okay, so as I already told you, for x and y axis we use I cap to indicate direction of x axis. So I cap is a unit vector whose magnitude is 1 and it indicates x-axis direction. Similarly, y-axis is indicated by j cap. This is a unit vector which indicates direction of y-axis. Similarly, we use k cap for z-axis direction. It is a unit vector in the direction of z. So as I already told you, they have magnitude 1. So I take magnitude of I cap, magnitude of j cap and magnitude of k cap. So they must have all magnitude 1. This is 1. Okay, but they all three indicate three different directions. Okay, now we can easily find a unit vector. How to find a unit vector? How to find a unit vector? So it's easy. What we do, I need to find a unit vector in the direction of A. So I just take A vector and divide this A vector with its magnitude. Then what I get is a unit vector in the direction of A. Okay, so if I have magnitude of A and I multiply it with a unit vector in the direction of A, then it becomes A vector. Okay, this is very important concept. We will use it soon. Okay. Now dot product. Okay. Now what we will do is scalar product or dot product. Scalar product. So it is simple. Why it is called scalar product? Because it generates a scalar result. So I am doing dot product, vector A product with vector B. Now a physical quantity which is generated, let us say C, is a scalar. It doesn't have a vector above it. Okay, so that's why it is called scalar product. Now this is empirical formula. We won't drive a derivation for it. So the C vector will be, the C will be, resultant will be, it is not a vector. Magnitude of A vector, magnitude of B vector multiplied by cos theta. Now what is theta? Say this is vector A and this is vector B. Theta is angle between these two vectors. So this is how we do dot product. It is very useful in physics when we will find work which is a scalar quantity. It is a dot product of force and displacement. So it becomes magnitude of force, magnitude of displacement into angle between force and displacement. We will soon use this concept. Okay, so I show it with an example. Okay, here is a boy. He has a toy car. Okay, so he is having a string which is making an angle theta with the horizontal. The tension in the string is say 5 Newton. Tension is basically force, and he takes this car 5 meters in this direction indicated by the arrow. Now what is the work done? Okay, work done by the tension. So work done will be, so dot product of tension and displacement. Tension is a force. Okay, so angle between them is theta is 30 degrees. Okay, so it becomes magnitude of tension, magnitude of displacement, and cos 30. Okay, so it becomes 5 into 5 and cos 30 is root 3 by 2. So it becomes 25 root 3 by 2 joule. Unit of work is joule. Okay, so this is our dot product. Now there is another form of solving dot product. Say this is vector A. Now vector are represented like this. Say A cap plus B j cap plus C k cap. A, B, C are variables. They will 2, 5, 7 or whatever numbers. And there is another vector B. It is say X I cap plus Y j cap plus Z k cap. So what we need to find is dot product. So C is A vector dot B vector. So what we do? We put first vector first, AI cap plus BJ cap plus C k cap dot XI cap plus Y j cap plus Z k cap. Okay, as we already know, I cap indicates in x-axis, j cap indicates in y-axis, k cap indicates in z-axis. Okay, so what we do, we solve it. Now it becomes a x I cap dot I cap plus a y I cap dot y cap plus a z I cap dot k cap. Okay, plus b x j cap dot I cap plus b y j cap dot j cap plus c x k cap dot I cap plus c y k cap dot j cap plus c z k cap dot k cap. Okay, now as we know the three-dimensional space I cap, j cap, k cap. So what is the angle between I cap and I cap? It is 0 degree and cos 0 is 1. So it becomes ax, magnitude of I cap 1, magnitude of I cap 1. So it becomes into 1 and cos 0 degree. Cos 0 degree is 1. Okay. Now angle between I cap and j cap, this is 90 degree and cos 90 is 0. So plus 0. I cap and k cap 90 degree. Cos 0 or cos 90 0. Similarly j cap, I cap, cos 90 0. J cap dot j cap, same direction, 0 degree angle. So it becomes b y into 1 into cos 0 degree plus k cap I cap angle 90 degree cos 90 0. K cap I j cap cos 90 0. K cap angle 0 degree cos 0 is 1. So it becomes cz into 1 into 1 cos 0 is 1. So what I get ultimately is c is equal to ax plus by plus cz. Okay, so in nutshell what we see, we simply multiply the I cap term with I cap term, j cap term with j cap term and k cap term with k cap term. We get the answer. We leave all the other terms because they are going to be 0 ultimately. This is how we do vector dot product or scalar product. Okay, now I take a simple example. A vector is 2i cap plus 3j cap, b vector is I cap plus k cap. Okay, you see there is no j cap, there is no k cap. So what we get, a vector dot b vector is equal to 2i cap plus 3j cap dot I cap plus k cap. Okay, as we see we are missing k cap here and j cap here. So what we do, just see a vector dot b vector is equal to 2i cap plus 3j cap plus 0 k cap dot I cap plus 0 j cap plus k cap. Okay, now what we do, we just do the dot product. This term is multiplied with this, so it becomes 2. This is multiplied with this becomes 0. This is multiplied with this, it becomes 0. So what we get, it's 2. So C is 2. Okay, simple. Now finding angle between two vectors using dot product. This is a very important concept and we get numerical on it. Okay, so we need to find angle. So as we know, a vector dot b vector is equal to magnitude of a vector, magnitude of b vector into cos theta, angle between a and b. So from here we get cos theta is equal to a vector dot b vector divided by magnitude of a vector into magnitude of b vector. This is how we get angle between two vectors. Okay, now we need to know how to get magnitude of a vector. So say we have a vector ai cap plus bj cap plus ck cap. So I need to find its magnitude. So its magnitude will be whole under root a square plus b square plus c square. This is simple. Okay, now we will solve an example. We have been given two vectors, vector a and vector b, and we need to find angle between vector A and B. So using the formula, cos theta is equal to vector A dot vector B divided by magnitude of vector A, magnitude of vector B. Okay, we move further. So we put value of vector A, this is minus 2i cap plus 3j cap plus k cap dot I cap plus 2j cap minus 4 k cap. Okay, whole divided by magnitude of vector A minus 2 square plus 3 square plus 1 square into magnitude of vector B, this is 1 square plus 2 square plus minus 4 square. Okay, so we solve it. So cos theta is minus 2 into 1 minus 2, 3 into 2 plus 6, 1 into minus 4 minus 4, whole divided by 2 square 4 plus 9 plus 1, 1 plus 4 plus 16. Okay, so as we see, this becomes minus 6 plus 6, 0 upon under root 14 into under root 21. So 0 upon something is 0. So what we get, cos theta is equal to 0. This gives us theta is equal to 90 degree. So angle between vector A and vector B is 90 degree. How we solve? This is how we solve this numerical. Okay, sufficient for today. In the third lecture, we will learn vector cross product. Till then, stay safe. Bye.